If you're looking for music career advice for singers and you want to take your singing career to the next level and get more fans, avoid making these 10 common career mistakes that stop singers before they even get started. And this is going to save you a lot of time, money, and stress. As a music producer who's worked with thousands of singers through the years, I'm going to show you how to avoid these 10 common career mistakes. And we're also going to share an essential strategy used by superstars to make sure you're ready when you get your shot. Coming up. Hey, what's up? Arty here from the Skylab Music Group, bringing you the best pro tips and advice for music producers, artists, engineers, and singers to help you propel your music and your career up to the next level. On this channel, we do a lot of tips and strategy videos as well as tech reviews. So if you're new here, please subscribe and ring the bell so you won't miss out on any new content. All right, so let's jump into the video. Some of what I'm about to share with you may seem obvious and just common sense to some of you, but to others, it will be absolutely shocking. So as we go through this list, count up how many of these mistakes you've made and let us know in the comments below. Okay, let's get started. So if you have even a little experience, then I'm sorry for this first one and I'll get through it quickly, but as you'll see, it has to be said. Mistake number one. Let's just call this not doing your research. First, you need to know the way the music industry really works today. Not the way you think it works, and not the way it's portrayed on TV. Don't be one of the thousands of delusional artists who email record labels and music producers begging, please, please give me a chance, and then get confused and bitter when no one responds. What you don't realize is that record companies and music producers get literally thousands of emails every single day with people telling their stories about how they love singing and it's their dream. Yet they have no recording, no music online, no live performances, and the only step they've taken in their musical careers is to email companies asking for a shot. Sorry, but that's not the way it works. If you don't believe in yourself enough to invest in the time and the energy to research, record, market, and perform, why should a record label take a chance on you when they already have tens of thousands of successful artists to choose from that have done just that? If you're really serious, you'll learn the guidelines, do the research, and learn everything possible to increase your chances of success. But the good news is, if this is you, you're watching this now, so you're finally doing your research and you've just taken a major step forward. So congratulations. Mistake number two, doing music demos. So what exactly is a music demo? Before the internet revolutionized the music industry, major labels were the only way for an artist to get exposure on a massive scale. Recording costs were extremely high, and to make a quality recording, a master, required tens of thousands of dollars. So the path for a new artist was to make a demonstration recording or demo tape or music demo. Then they would shop that music demo to record labels so they could decide if they were blown away by your talent enough to invest huge sums of money on your behalf. The record labels didn't expect an elaborate production on a music demo tape. But now, technology has made it possible for you to either make a great recording in your home, if you really know what you're doing, or just hire the right music producer. We'll show you how in another video. But whatever path you choose, and whatever the genre of music, it has to sound completely radio ready and polished, so you can build up fans, market to music publishing companies, and pitch your songs to movie and TV as well. And you have to understand that it's much easier, less risky for a record label to get involved with artists that have already achieved a certain level of success on their own. The music demo might be a good way to try out a few ideas, like a sketch pad, or for an audition. But if you're ready to be serious as an artist, you should consider skipping the music demo phase altogether and recording a master, which should be broadcast quality, radio ready, and have the ability to be sold, licensed, and published. And that's how you're going to build up fans. Tip 3A and 3B. Avoid under-rehearsing and avoid over-rehearsing. So under-rehearsing. That means walking into the recording studio not prepared and not really knowing the song. And the recording studio is not the place to learn the song. It's the time to perform the song. That means you basically know all the lyrics, you've already worked through all the tough portions of the song, you have the melody down, and you're confident you're now going to give the best vocal performance of your life. Confidence comes from preparation, so rehearse enough to be totally confident, and that confidence will come across in your voice and grab listeners and make them pay attention. Under-rehearsing, yes, that makes sense. So what is this thing about over-rehearsing? If you rehearse and practice the song too much before getting into the recording studio, you'll eventually take out all the subtle variations and improvisation and just perform the song exactly the same way every time. So what's wrong with that? Well, it takes away from the magic, the excitement, the spontaneity that happens in the recording studio when each vocal take is slightly different. For instance, if you sing the second verse down 20 times, there might be certain incredible ways you sang this particular line in take 7, and that line in take 12. And whoa, we all went nuts when you sang that third line of vocal take 17, incredible! And when we comp the best vocal takes of each line together onto one track, that's when the real magic happens. So you need to leave some room for those variations. But how do you know how much practice is too much? Well, a lot of that is determined by your ability and at what stage of artist development you are as an artist. So everyone needs to decide that on their own. Or if you're working with a music producer, they'll get to know your voice and they could probably help, so just ask them. But don't confuse rehearsing the song with vocal practice. By all means, continue to practice hard every day before recording your vocals. Just don't over-practice the particular song you're preparing to record. Tip 4, improperly preparing for your vocal recording session. If you're recording at home or at a friend's house, you still need to be prepared. And if you've taken a step up and you're heading to a recording studio to record your vocals, then you really better have it together because the clock is ticking. I don't know how many times I've seen artists come into the recording studio and waste tens of thousands of dollars because they failed to properly prepare for their vocal recording session. Make sure not to be late. You have to understand that the meter starts running from the start time of the session booked, whether or not you're there. I worked with one famous rap group where their record label booked and paid for 60 hours worth of recording studio time, and the group actually used less than 10 hours of actual productive recording time. The rest of the time was wasted hanging out, smoking, watching movies, eating, playing video games. The group has since been dropped by the label. No wonder. So unless you have a home recording studio where the clock is not an issue, and even then, prepare for your vocal recording session. Do's: be on time. Bring 2 copies of your lyrics on paper. That's one for you and one for the engineer or producer. Check with the recording studio beforehand to make sure your music files are compatible with theirs. Don't assume. Bring your music and/or data files on hard drive or flash drive. Bring backups just in case. Practice hard for weeks beforehand and know your material inside and out. Be in the best vocal shape of your life, because now it matters. Bring payment. Most recording studios won't release any material until they're paid, unless you're an established label and you give them a PO. Bring water or tea, honey, whatever you think you'll need. And remember, have fun. Take pictures, post a video, do a live feed, and enjoy the moment. Don'ts. Don't stay up late clubbing the night before and trying to talk over the music. You'll burn out your voice. Don't have a big meal for at least a few hours before your vocal session. Don't bring your guns to the session. We tend to frown on that. Don't treat it as party time because it's hard work if you're doing it right. Pace yourself properly and leave all the difficult lines that strain your voice for last. Mistake 5, trying to show everything you can do in one song. Many singers feel that the first song they do has to encompass everything that they're capable of. They want to show their full range, their power, all the intense riffs they copied from Mariah, whistle tones, scatting, ad-libbing, rapping, yodeling, and who knows what else. But sheesh, remember, it's just a song. What's appropriate for the song has to come first. That's another important reason to rely on a music producer you trust, or at least another objective ear. They'll help bring out the best in your voice, while sometimes knowing when to keep you in check as well. So don't force it. A music career isn't built on one song. It's a process. Sing what's appropriate for that song, stretch out a little where you can, but let it be natural. Mistake 6, making your EP or album too diverse. Most people like a wide range of music, and when asked the question, what type of music do you like, half of the people respond with everything. So it stands to reason that most artists will also like a few different styles of music. So when putting together songs for an EP or album, they will choose to showcase those different styles. The artist feels that people will be impressed when they hear them sing rock, and then country, and pop, and dance, and R&B, but that's not really the case, especially for a new artist. The artist first needs to establish their sound, their brand. They should have an identifiable sound and style so that fans will know what to expect when they choose to listen to that artist. If you pick up a Rihanna album and heard instrumental new age music or heavy metal, you may be a little confused. and you don't want to confuse your fans. So pick one style, and you can do variations of that style and stretch out a little on a song or two, but don't go too far and try to cram 4 completely different styles into one album. Stay focused and establish your sound and your brand. Mistake 7, getting involved with shady people. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the music business does have more than its share of shady individuals that prey on the naive and ill-informed. Yes, there are a lot of scams out there. Yes, you should be fearful about going into strange buildings to audition, to record, to have meetings. The good thing is that there's Google, so you can easily look up a person or a company and make sure they're legit before getting into something you might regret. While you can't believe everything you hear on the internet, it still affords one the opportunity to see what people are saying. The most important thing is trust your gut. Many shady people I've met through the years have not lasted more than a few years because everyone knew what they were about. While there are always exceptions, most professionals in the music industry and companies that have been in the industry for a while are honest and legitimate. So make sure to work with an established company or just someone you trust and listen to your instincts, and you should be fine. Mistake 8, getting pressured into signing a deal. If you ever get to the point where a record company, music production, or management company says that they love you, can't live without you, and they offer you an exclusive deal in their office, congratulations. But if they say that the deal has to be signed on the spot or it'll be withdrawn, you have some tough decisions to make. If the record label is sincere in their belief of you as an artist and they really do want to sign you, then they expect that you'll hire an entertainment attorney and proceed with the normal negotiation process. But don't mistake a simple agreement that may be non-exclusive for a full-fledged exclusive record deal. A 1 or 2 page non-exclusive agreement outlining terms of a deal you've agreed on should be fine to sign on your own if you understand it. A non-exclusive publishing deal for a song for a limited time is often just a 1 or 2 page deal. Ultimately, use common sense. Disclaimer, this video does not serve as a substitute for legal advice, so please consult an attorney. Mistake number 9, don't believe success is just a matter of luck or who you know. I heard that it's just a matter of luck and it's who you know many times when I was just starting out, and I flat out refused to believe it. I wasn't going to devote my life to just a roll of the dice, and it turns out I was right. Well, you could look around and spot people that just got lucky or who just knew the right people. This is by far the exception, not the rule. Often when this happens, the artist may not have the real talent to actually sustain a career. Now, don't get me wrong here, luck does play a part. The famous film producer Samuel Goldwyn once said, "The harder I work, the luckier I get." So it's your job to put yourself in positions and situations where you can get lucky. And it's also your job to try to get to know the right people by networking, joining organizations like ASCAP, BMI, the Recording Academy, Songwriters Workshops, and more. So work hard and be ready if a lucky opportunity comes your way. But don't just sit back and think that because you don't know anyone in the music industry, you have no shot. The formula has always been the same for success. Hard work, talent, hard work, perspective, more hard work. Good luck. Mistake number 10, believing your music has to be 100% perfect. Many music business authors have stated that the artist should feel that their music is absolutely 100% perfect before sending it out. But the gray area here is defining perfect. I've spent days in the studios mixing records that have gone on to be #1 Billboard hits, and there are things about the mix I'm still not happy with when I hear the song on the radio. It's not perfect, but it passed my threshold of finished. The problem here is, where is your threshold at? If it's too low, you could be satisfied with putting out music that you're not really happy with, and probably no one else will be either. But if your threshold is set too high, you may never release anything. And I've seen very talented artists sit on great recordings because they think the next one is going to be perfect. Assuming that you're growing and developing as an artist, you should always be able to do better than what you previously did. At a certain point, though, you'll just have to say, this is the best that I can do right now, and put it out there. It all comes down to the least understood virtue to achieve success, which is perspective. Got a whole video on that coming up soon. Okay, so those are your 10 mistakes to avoid. How many are you guilty of? Let us know in your comments below. Now, the secret strategy. Like I said, I'm going to share with you the secret strategy used by superstars, and I hope you're going to take it to heart and really listen. It may sound really simple at first, but it's the difference between success and failure for almost anyone in any walk of life. And that secret is work your ass off. You may have been gifted with a beautiful tone to your voice, but to have control like Mariah Carey or Aretha Franklin takes years and years of hard work and practice in addition to being gifted. Let me share with you a quick story I heard early on in my career. After a classical concert, someone came up to the lead violinist and exclaimed, "Oh my God, you're so good. I'd give anything to play like that." And the violinist replied, "Oh yeah? How about 10 hours a day for 20 years? That shut the guy up. So my secret is that I outworked almost everyone else around me, as did all of my successful colleagues. So if you really want a successful career in music, then practice, watch YouTube videos, take lessons, perform, even if it's only karaoke, and do whatever you have to do to get to the point that you can blow people away. And then when you do get your shot, you'll be ready to knock it out of the park. So that's basically how you can avoid these 10 common career mistakes that singers make. You'll save time and money by not running with the wrong strategy, and you'll be able to focus on the things that'll bring you closer to your goals. So I hope you found this video valuable and you'll use some of the tips here to bring your singing career up to a new level. Please check out show notes and links in the description below, which will have some very useful links for singers. And let us know in the comments below which of these mistakes you're now going to avoid. And please take a moment to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos like this. So until next time, play it loud, and we'll talk soon.